Warning! By the time we are done recapping this episode of Kitchen Nightmares, we all might have a collective headache because the arguing and the general vibe between these people are just so exhausting. Before I get into everything, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've gotten comfortable because this is a lot of mess we're about to witness. El Greco was a restaurant in Austin, Texas run by mother and son duo Jake and Athina, who are among the most dysfunctional mother-son duos I've seen on TV and in real life. Athina said that she always wanted to open up a restaurant, and Jake agreed with doing that idea because he loves to cook. He and his mom opened up this restaurant, and Athina's sister came and joined them. I feel like we already know how this story is gonna go. Everything was going great until it didn't, which is like no shit. For real though, you don't come on to Kitchen Nightmares if everything is going great. Now you're probably wondering what went wrong. I was not expecting that alliteration, but everyone agrees that Jake is the main issue with this place.
In the last year, I would say it's really turned around to be pretty disappointing.
Where is Jake?
In a typical day, Jake would spend 3, maybe 4 hours here.
Jake is not here.
Not all in a row.
Smile and wave. You freaking abandoned us again.
Okay, I know there are a few things to address, but Jake is giving me Ben Affleck vibes when he walked into that restaurant. He genuinely looks like he is checked out on autopilot and hates everything and everyone. Maybe he's just having a bad day, but while everyone else agrees and blames Jake for being the reason why this restaurant has been failing, Jake blames his mom for his attitude and lack of effort.
I'm not spending as much time as I used to in the restaurant. I'm just tired of coming into work knowing that I got to deal with my mother.
Come on, guys.
Athina, it's gone.
I know he's not.
Athina,
Get to work.
Stop yelling.
Nag, nag, nag. She nags constantly.
Come on, let's do it.
Athina, stop. Come on.
I have to yell at him. Hey!
Athina, if you come in here one more time, we're gonna have problems.
If I tell you once and I tell you twice, the third time I'm gonna fire it up. Yes.
Mom, get the out of my kitchen. Day before, we peeled 2 buckets of potatoes. Where did the buckets of potatoes go? Did we sell that many potatoes? I don't think so.
Just want to say, if I spoke to either one of my parents like that, especially my mom, Jay would be no more. I mean, it depends on the dynamic of the relationship because I have gotten like that with one of my parents before, but it's not an everyday thing. Crazy to witness Jake act like this because you just see and hear how much animosity he has built up. We'll see later that it's not just him because Athina does yell at him and she says some things that sound very manipulative, but it does make you wonder what the hell happened. Athina said that they used to be very close. Jake would spoil her with his love and with gifts, but along the way, things just changed. Now he just acts as if he hates her, and with them being owners of this restaurant, it's not like they get a lot of time away from each other. So of course, it just ends up making this environment very toxic for everyone who enters into this space. So this is another episode where Gordon will not only be fixing a restaurant, but also trying to fix a family, which is kind of the best kind of episode, to be honest, because I like watching drama that's not my own. When Gordon shows up, he sits down with Jake and Athina to understand the background of this restaurant and its current state. Jake shared how he'd been cooking since he was a kid, and that's one of the reasons why he decided to go to culinary school, along with the fact that his mom had been wanting to open up a restaurant for quite some time. It was a fairly normal conversation until Gordon asked how they normally start their days. Jake was starting to say how they get there early in the morning, but Athina had to shut that down before he started lying.
Not on my watch.
Athina and her sister get there in the morning at 6 o'clock, but Jake doesn't really come in until 11 or 12 sometimes, and while he is there, he just does a bunch of yawning. This scene quickly goes south as Gordon gets an up-close look at how they treat each other.
What do you think the biggest problem with the restaurant is right now, today?
I don't know what the reason is.
It's Jake.
It's Jake.
Exactly. I see my son how he used to be and how he's now.
Stop.
Don't tell me you are not, because you are.
No, I'm not.
My son changed. He doesn't care. Not about his life, not about the restaurant, not about anything. Not only I'm losing all my money, I lost my son too.
It's very dramatic.
He doesn't want to hear my voice.
No, no.
You're his mother.
She's nagging all the time.
He says constantly, he says I'm yelling at him, even if I'm talking to him nicely, I can't take it anymore. The hell with the money, the hell with the restaurant. But losing my son too, on top of everything.
Shut up about that, please. Man.
I can't take it anymore. I'd rather be dead.
I know we don't have every bit of information about the relationship, but Jake was acting like such an asshole to his mom during that conversation. Obviously, the deterioration of the relationship has affected Athena enough that she's getting emotional about it. I also don't think it's right for her to be saying that she'd rather be dead than have a child like him, because that's just something very wild to tell your child. I think she said that to elicit guilt from him, and I feel like this wasn't the first nor last time she had said that to him. And it just comes across as being very manipulative and or verbally abusive. I have more to say about the relationship later on and something that Jake was allegedly doing at the time. So just hang on with me for a minute. That's when I'll really share like what I think about the behaviors. As I'm editing this, I'm looking at myself. I'm like, you're being a little bit too civil. Jake has lost his goddamn motherfucking mind to be yelling and cursing at his mom on the regular like this. I understand that things have happened in your relationship and you don't feel the same way you used to about her, but verbally abusing your mom on a regular, you need to go to hell. Again, I don't know what she says to him that makes him act like that, but it's very crazy to witness. But at the moment, it's not looking good. They're always at odds, and that's something that doesn't go unnoticed by their staff. Their kitchen manager, Anthony, already mentioned how their arguments affect the workplace and how Jake's overall demeanor is just very strange. When Gordon asked Anthony what could be going on with Jake, Anthony said that it is video games that's taking up Jake's attention. I'm not the kind of person to be against video games because I love playing them. I'm currently on my replay of God of War Ragnarok, but it's kind of sad if he's letting video games get in the way of him being a productive person. To be fair, Anthony didn't specify what kind of games that he's playing. While doing my research, I did see that someone found his YouTube channel. He doesn't post anything on there, but he does have a playlist of World of Warcraft gameplay. So maybe that was the game that was taking up his attention. But who knows? It could be other games. It could be one that's structured to gamble. So that could also explain why he's coming in looking the way that he does. Whatever the reason is that ends up putting him in this mood, it ends up affecting the restaurant, especially the food quality, because their food looks terrible. But at least we get to see our favorite chef aside from Gordon Ramsay himself, Chef Mike. I swear, Chef Mike is the most gainfully employed being I've ever seen in my life, and they always are working the hell out of him. But as hardworking as Chef Mike is, he cannot save this restaurant from their barely edible food. And I don't want things to get twisted because I've seen how Greek food can look. So I don't want this to be mistaken as me dunking on Greek cuisine and its culture. I mean, one of my favorite movies is one of the best Greek tragedies, Mamma Mia. But with that being said, let's take a look at what they're offering. The first dish was the stuffed zucchini. Please excuse my colorful description, but it looks like they chopped off Shrek's dick and laid it on top of some rice.
Ooh. Did I miss? No. You got them.
I'm sure that stuffed zucchini doesn't usually look like this, much better. But seeing this dish is putting me in distress, and I'm not even the one eating it. Gordon described it as badly seasoned, bland, and looking like it was about to explode in front of him. Okay, so the stuffed zucchini almost brought Gordon to tears, but maybe the lamb shake can redeem them, right?
Now there's a very anemic looking lamb shank. Look at the presentation. It's depressing. Almost like it's been in a microwave for an hour. Surely they wouldn't microwave a lamb shank. I'm a little bit nervous to how grey the meat is. That is way too salty and badly balanced. Dustin? I mean, so salty. Who cooked that, Dustin?
That's Chef Mike.
Chef who?
Chef Mike. It's a microwave.
I thought there was a third chef.
He kind of is. He does a lot of work in the kitchen.
Hey, slow down. Chef Mike cannot carry all the blame here. He is doing his best because Jake doesn't really want to cook and he doesn't care how the food comes out. Literally, there are so many moments they have Jake on camera saying that he doesn't care. And I really feel bad for the staff because you can see how ashamed they feel to be serving this microwavable slop. No shade to Mike. Like that moussaka they brought to Gordon, you can tell right off the bat that it spent a few minutes in the microwave before it even hit his table. I think it fused to the plate while it was in there because he picked it up and it didn't even budge one bit. Honestly, I preferred that it did that because it looks like something that would walk clean off your plate. A little funny, awkward moment that happened was when Athina's sister Kiki came out to meet Gordon, and while he was trying to talk to her, she said that she doesn't really understand English like that. So Gordon was like, do you speak Spanish, French, Scottish, or German? She said no to everything, and it was just like, oh, okay, then what are we doing here? I thought it was kind of funny since we were given a displeasure of that lunch. It was time for Gordon to let everyone know what he thought about the food, and they showed Jake saying how he's putting out a high-end quality product. If you don't appreciate it, then get the f*** out. First of all, please stop it. I know you just said some bullshit because none of what you served was giving high-end. You were out of your mind if you thought you were serving the most skillful, artful food in humankind.
I call it bold and bright. More like belongs in the trash.
While speaking with the staff, Gordon mentioned how his food didn't really taste that fresh, and that's because it wasn't. For example, the moussaka was made a day before, and Jake lied trying to say that it was made the day of. And it's not uncommon for restaurants to serve food that may be a day or a couple of days old, but usually they'll use an oven or stove to reheat their food rather than a microwave so they can preserve some of the freshness. And that's probably why the food that you're serving doesn't look or taste that great. But I guess it's a foreign concept to Jake because he said it's not even 24 hours old. What's not fresh about that? I'm not an expert, but maybe it's the hours since you initially cooked it and then refrigerated it and then reheated it, which includes the method you use to reheat it, that make a difference in how fresh it is. Maybe it's that. Jake has some things going on, but he doesn't strike me as someone stupid who doesn't know any better. It just seems like he's allowed his laziness to consume him, and it's sad to see because you can tell that he wasn't always that way.
Executive chef. Chef Mike. The freaking microwave has more qualifications than you. I think your big problem is, Jake, you don't care. You don't want to even be here, do you? I can see it in the body language, the attitude, and just the way you perform. I've come across a lot of executive chefs in my time. I've never seen one quite like a sack of that's standing in front of me now. I'm really sorry.
So it's not a hope for us. That's what you try to tell me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The hardest restaurants to fix ever are the ones where the passion has gone. And his passion has gone way before you thought about asking me here. I'm sorry.
Gordon is right. The passion has been gone for some time, and until they figure out how to bring it back, El Greco is going to continue on this path of decline. Dinner service comes around, and once again, Chef Mike is being put to work. They have clean pans and an operational stove, but they rather use the microwave, or at least Jake is forcing them to use the microwave for majority of the dishes. It'd be one thing if you were using a microwave for a few dishes that are made for that, but what's the point of having a restaurant if you're just going to be reheating food that way? Everyone could have stayed home if you're just going to be doing that. In some shots, Anthony is being seen using the stove, so I guess it does get some use, but not as much as it should. Gordon was trying to get through Jake's head how bad all this looks, but he was just not trying to hear it.
I have nothing to say. That's just how we do it.
I've seen a diaper look more appetizing than that.
I agree.
Greek restaurants, more like a Greek tragedy.
Pisses me off. What I think about my food is it's healthy, it's fresh, it's good, it's damn good.
Yeah, reheated. Microwave food.
It's not microwave food. I mean, how else am I gonna reheat it? Don't break my about getting it, reheating it in a microwave.
He's been cooking 14 years. There's a whole stove there, not even being used, and this guy's like this. Come on, Jake.
I'm not cooking it in the microwave. I'm reheating it in the microwave. Big difference. There's a big difference. I don't think it compromises the food reheating it that way, but I mean...
Say that again. You don't think it compromises the food? It doesn't compromise the standard of food?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, you off. How's that? There we go. Go. Get out of my line.
Jake.
Yeah,
Jake.
I gotta... Look,
Jake.
I'm trying to put
Jake.
out food. I'm
Jake,
not here to talk to you.
Take your head out your ass and just start acting like a man and start taking responsibility for something, will you?
I am taking responsibility.
You are. And you think
for
it's smart telling me to...
I don't want around.
So how about showing a little bit of respect for what you're doing?
Go. Off my line, let me do my job. Get out of here.
Jake, I'll go with pleasure.
Okay, technically, Jake was right. There is a difference, but I know you know that people are expecting fresh food when they go out to eat at a restaurant. I swear, some of y'all get these places and play in people's faces. Really, the problem is it feels like you don't respect your customers, and to use one of Gordon's favorite phrases, you're pulling the wool over their eyes. I don't go out much to eat, but when I do, I want it to be something worthwhile. I want to spend my money on something good. Again, if you're just reheating food in the microwave, I feel like you just hand me a takeout box if that's truly all that you're doing. I just don't see how he thinks that's a good business model to have, because if people were to figure that out, they aren't going to want to come back to your restaurant. Also, the nerve this man has to talk to Gordon like that and tell him to get out of his kitchen. But again, this is just how he normally is, because look at how he acts when they're having a staff meeting and how he's talking to his mom.
There's no love, no care, no passion.
He doesn't care.
Athina, please.
He has to care.
Athina.
You have to take in charge,
Hey,
and
quiet.
you are not.
Quiet, okay? Get out of my restaurant right now. Out.
It's not your restaurant.
Yeah, it is my restaurant. Out. I'm not gonna listen to your okay?
I wouldn't be alive right now if I talked to my mother the way Jake does. My mom would murder me.
Athina, you know what? I'm sick and tired of nag every day.
Oh, leave me alone.
Oh yeah, leave you alone.
I need to go and have a good thing.
I got you.
The way that Gordon was too stunned to speak, I think he actually had to take a moment to make sure he wasn't tripping. He probably was thinking, I know drama is a part of the show, but what the was that? I don't think I could have manufactured that shit if I tried. Like, truly, this is how y'all get down.
Oh my God. I thought this was a classy party.
And Anthony was echoing what I was saying at the beginning of the video. It's very wild to see someone talk to their parent that way. The fact that Jake felt so comfortable to do that in front of the entire staff and no one reacted just shows how normal all of this has become for them. I guess no one wanted to speak up because they're afraid of risking their job, but it's just really f***ed up that they even put into that situation in the first place. Like I said, I know they could be worried that they're going to risk their job if they speak up, but I don't think I could have just have stood there and listened to him speak to her like that. I don't even care if I get some smoke my way. It's just totally crazy to act like that towards your mom. And, you know, the thing that kind of makes me even more upset is the fact that it's men just standing around letting this man talk to a woman like this, a woman who's his mom. Like, none of y'all had nothing to say about that. None of y'all thought to be like, hey, you should probably stop doing that. That's incredibly rude. I just don't understand. Oh, and since he wanted to tell Athina to get out of his restaurant, I would have told him that you can figure out how to pay that $1.1 million debt. You got all the gusto, so I want to see you do it on your own since it's your restaurant. I'm sure you'll come up with some amazing ideas. The amount of disrespect is crazy, but it doesn't end there because it continues into the next morning. Jake had promised that he'd show up at the restaurant at 10 a.m., which is the bare minimum considering that Athina and Kiki show up at 6 a.m. every day. He couldn't even do that. This man showed up at 12, and of course they didn't appreciate the fact that he didn't stick to his word.
They tell you 10 o'clock, be 10 o'clock here.
Χειρότερο άνθρωπο δεν έχω γνωρίσει ρε από σένα.
Άσε μου ρε.
Δεν σε ενδιαφέρει αφού κοιμάσαι ρε.
Δεν με ενδιαφέρει.
Το χρέος η μάνα σου το έχει ρε. Αν ήταν το χρέος στο κεφάλι σου.
I don't want to hear your her. That's why I don't come down here.
Την πρώτη στιγμή θα έπαιξα νίκη στο χρέος στο κεφάλι σου. Την έχεις φάει ρε. Δεν παίρνει, την έχεις φάει.
This is exactly why I don't come down, because they yell at me, they gang up on me. Yeah, okay.
You are.
There's nothing left of me in here. I'm sick of it. Oh.
Okay, so I saw a thread on Reddit, and in that thread, there were a couple of people in there who said that they had worked at El Greco, and they were sharing their experiences working with Jake. Apparently, Jake lived in a condo that was right above the restaurant, so it makes sense why everyone gets very irritated with him, because he really shouldn't have that many excuses when it comes to him being punctual for getting there. Also, I don't know how y'all just letting him stay there. I would have walked there myself and knocked on the door, said, get your ass up. I would have been at his door every morning, telling him to get his ass up. Ain't no way you think you that special.
Open the fuck up!
But I don't understand why he's acting surprised as if he's not doing shit that's causing them to react that way. If this is their reaction every time you arrive, maybe you're doing something that's pissing them off. I know. Wild thought. Also, I feel like you're taking advantage of the situation because the debt isn't in your name. So you don't have the fire under your ass to feel like you have to actually make this work. So you want to come in late whenever you please. And you're just not putting in as much effort as you once did. Really, that's one of the biggest issues that Athina and Kiki have with him, because it's very clear that he has stopped making attempts to do his best. And instead of doing some kind of self-reflection and figuring out what's going on with him, he rather blamed them for his behavior. Now, this next part is a little hard to watch because you can really feel the animosity that's built up between all of them. Unfortunately, I have to cut this down a bit, and I say unfortunately because it really is some good drama, even though it is super uncomfortable. But this argument really has Kiki calling Jake lazy, which is true, a donkey, and saying that he's spoiled, which might also be true. I don't know, but I feel like this is the kind of family that needs to yell at each other for things to get better, and you'll see exactly what I mean.
What's going on?
I don't want to be in here with these two. I really don't. Every time I walk in here, they look for something to complain at me, and then they both gang up on me. And I don't need you two, me coming in here and you guys yapping and yapping and yapping. I don't want to hear that in the morning. I really don't.
Λέω ότι συνέχεια κάνουμε complain.
Αν ήταν σωστός θα γινόντουσαν τα complain.
No.
Αυτός εδώ αν ήταν σωστός και αν άξιζε εδώ μέσα, θα γινόντουσαν τα complain.
No.
Don't come to work. You and her leave. Don't come.
But is that what you really wanted? Is that what you did?
No, I don't really want that. No. What the are we doing? We didn't do this in the beginning.
This fighting has got to stop.
Yes.
This is insane. He has to commit to getting in here earlier, and you have to stop beating him with a stick.
What do you want me to do?
Wipe the board clean. Are you willing to change?
I am willing to change.
Because it's got to stop today.
Stop right now. I'll start all over again like it's the first day.
And that is a commitment that all three of you.
Αυτό ήθελα να ακούσω. Αυτό ήθελα να ακούσω. Το κάνεις εσύ, τελείωσε. Η ψυχή μου είσαι, το καταλαβαίνεις, παράτησα τα παιδιά μου για σένα.
It's a good thing that they are starting to take the steps towards mending things between them, but I want to talk about the dynamics in this family, starting with Athina and Kiki. I understand the frustration with Jake because he is being lazy and he constantly comes in with this negative attitude that affects everyone in the restaurant. He seems like the kind of person that doesn't really like to keep his word, and it's hard not to get upset with that when someone has been doing that over and over and over again. As mentioned, the debt that they have is in Athina's name. So if everything goes under, it's her that's going to be responsible for that, even though this was a family affair. Actually, they didn't specify the amount of debt that they had, but early in the episode, one of them said that they put in $800,000, and then the other said they put in $300,000, totaling over $1 million, which is just a lot to invest into a business, a lot for anyone to handle. So when you look at Jake and how uncaring he's become about the business and his family, it does make you angry because you're wondering, why aren't you doing anything to make this situation better? He's constantly coming in late, cutting corners with Chef Mike, and it's just disrespectful to everyone when he's having his mood swings. The one thing that I kept in mind was they said that he wasn't always this way, so when did things start changing? I pointed out earlier that Jake looks like he's going through something, and everyone who watches this episode agrees with that. It looks different for everyone, but this man seems to be depressed and severely unhappy with his life. I don't know if he felt like he chose the wrong path in life and this is exactly what he wanted to be doing, but it's very clear this man's sparkle has been dulled. Going back to the Reddit thread I mentioned, it was said that Jake allegedly was using substances, which could explain why his behavior shifted. Seeing that really didn't surprise me because it's not a secret that many people who enter the culinary field end up using substances because that's a way to cope with the stress that they are feeling. Even though I don't necessarily think that person is lying, I still carry some skepticism just because that information has been confirmed elsewhere. I'm more inclined to believe that he has an alcohol issue just because because there was a shot of him drinking something while he was sitting in his office earlier in this episode. Whatever the problem may be, they would be potential explanations but not excuses, which just goes for his overall behavior. By the way, that person also mentioned how they would see Jake go into the cash register and take cash out, which is just extra up because yeah, it is your business, but that's not your money to be using at your convenience. You already know that y'all are struggling, so why would you be doing that? With that being said, everyone visibly notices that something's going on with Jake, and at a certain point it kind of feels like they're kicking him while he's down. Please do not jump me for saying that, and do not mistake me for as being someone who fully supports Jake, because I promise it's not that.
Don't be rash.
He is a grown-ass man and he does need to take responsibility for his actions, and I am not trying to make any excuses for him. No one can make him fix his problems, and he has to do that all on his own. Still, I can't imagine getting called names and yelled at every day is the right motivation for someone to try to get better. But I feel like it's warranted after a certain point, because people will let you know when they are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I know there are only so many times I'm going to tell someone something before I start getting annoyed. I understand he might be going through something, but the situation isn't one you can procrastinate on, and I'm saying that as a serial procrastinator. Jake already knows the position the business is in, and the bare minimum is being asked of him. Can you show up a little bit earlier and do your part so we don't end up closing for good sooner than we want? As I said, I feel like he's been taking advantage of the situation and his position as an owner in the worst way. You all agreed to do this as a family, and if you're no longer wanting to, you should tell them. But you have these two older women busting their asses harder than you, and you think you have the right to waltz in there as if you've done nothing wrong after they've repeatedly told you what their issues are with you is crazy. If you're tired of them quote unquote nagging, imagine how tired they are of telling you to move for some purpose. With all the dysfunction, it's clear that his mom and aunt still love him in their own special ways, and maybe if he had told them what's been going on with them, they wouldn't have even had to get to this point of being on Kitchen Nightmares and wouldn't be seeing this happening. Still, he is dead ass wrong for disrespecting his family and staff like that, because where do they do that at?
I don't understand. I don't know how y'all do shit where you from, but let me tell you something. Where I'm from, we don't do shit like that.
Hopefully, things will get better between all of them, but that's something that needs to be handled with a therapist, because I feel like that's a little bit outside of Gordon's scope. Even though he cannot fix all the issues with his family, he will do his best to help change this restaurant for the better, but this first change kind of hurts to see.
Right, I just need all of you for 2 minutes outside, please.
They're gonna run us over.
Yeah, car, bam.
It's a firing squad.
I had fixed the problem in the restaurant. I ran over everybody.
Chef Mike, you've been so busy. It's time that you took a little vacation.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Hey guys, I've got something to show you.
What are you doing?
Oh, the microwave.
It's time to say goodbye to a very busy Chef Mike.
Chef Mike.
Guys, back!
Yes!
Later, Chef Mike.
Adios, amigos. Chef Mike is gone.
Good riddance.
Oh my god. Gordon just killed Chef Mike. He just mafia-styled murked him and y'all are clapping? You sick-ass people.
Really? Classless.
Rest in peace and pieces to Chef Mike. But in all seriousness, he had to let go of that microwave because Jake had been using it as a crutch for a very long time. It's a very dramatic way to get rid of a microwave, but Gordon did it to reignite Jake's passion for cooking once they got back into the kitchen to cook some fresh food. The next day, they're shown the renovations, and it's safe to say that they loved it. It looks completely different on the inside with a white and blue color scheme honoring their origins from Greece. Honestly, it looks like they have more space in the area, and I swear this has to be the first time I've seen Jake with a big smile on his face. There's a new menu that includes new versions of the moussaka, lamb chops, roasted chicken, and octopus. I know it's something that most people eat regularly, so it's not that very crazy to have on a menu, but I'm surprised with the amount of seafood that I've eaten that I've not tried octopus yet. For y'all who have eaten octopus, can y'all like comment and let me know like what's the texture and what to expect when I eventually do eat it? Because I do want to try how it is, because the way they had that looking on the plate, I was ready to take a little nibble.
I would try it. I mean, if everybody else was. I'm adventurous.
Dinner service comes around and they're going to be cooking everything from fresh, so that means that the kitchen is going to be very busy. I will say it's great to see that Jake is more involved with the cooking than usual, but he's handling all of this like he's the only one responsible for getting the dishes out instead of delegating the work and communicating with his staff.
I got it.
Jake, you can't do everything.
Yes, sir.
I am now plating the veggies.
We put these in the oven. First thing. These are the falafels? Yeah. I got it. Jake? Yes, sir.
Jake,
yes, sir.
talk to us. Come on.
Talk to us. Okay.
There you go.
I need you to start getting these 2 tickets out right here. Call them out for me.
Okay. Walking
no,
in.
No, that's a bad idea. Let me put these up.
What else can I be doing? Jake, can you answer me?
What?
What are you doing, man? You don't listen to I say.
Because I don't got nothing for you to do yet.
Jake's got to be able to either work with us better or the whole thing will go down.
Don't give me attitude, Diego, please.
We have a chance starting today to do things completely different, and we should work together.
You people, man.
Yeah. Can't be nobody else.
Hey, dude, one more lip from you, you're done. Both of you.
I think my son is full up.
Come on, Jake.
Or it's gonna fall apart.
Listen to what I'm telling you.
But that's the problem. You're not telling them what they could be doing because you're acting like you're the only one in the kitchen. I wasn't really expecting him to do a complete 180, but he does have to realize that y'all are a team and you have to utilize everyone's strengths in that kitchen. I think he got that before the night ended because they were able to get their food out to the customers, leaving them satisfied. Also, they were behaving like a true crew in the kitchen, and I know that's something that's been missing from the environment for a long time. Even though things were looking up for El Greco, they ended up closing before the episode even aired. As you could imagine, the debt was just too much for them to cover, and that's the main reason why they closed. Also, the regulars said that they didn't enjoy the new changes and they felt like the menu wasn't exactly Greek anymore. They said that it felt like it was fast food rather than the authentic Greek, which makes sense if they enjoyed how everything was before the change. I don't really know much about Greek cuisine, so I couldn't even tell you what should and shouldn't be on the menu. So I don't know what exactly could have been the issue. There are also complaints about the service being slow and complaints from the staff about Jake going right back to cutting corners after Gordon left. A former chef who had worked there, James Holbrook, had this to say about his time there. Jake is very controlling and degrading to work with. He doesn't come downstairs from his condo unless he has to. I don't know exactly what's going on up there, but I know it isn't any good. I've seen him make waitstaff pay for walked tables out of their tips, seen him flip out and threaten staff with kitchen utensils, etc. The quality of the produce used is steadily going downhill. Every corner imaginable is being cut from Ramsay's new menu. I was hoping things would turn around, that I could help him get out of this restaurateur slump. El Greco was a waste for kitchen nightmares. So it seems like the slightly better attitude we saw at the end of that episode didn't really last for long. As for updates, I couldn't really find much online about Jake and Athina. They don't seem to have much of an online presence. I couldn't even find a Facebook account, and y'all know that's how I usually find these people. But thanks to a comment that someone left on a website that I usually get some information from, they left this link, which led to this video.
You know, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you like that. You. You know, you told me to go somewhere else before we even had a conversation. So go yourself.
Yes, ladies, gents, and thins. That seems to be our good buddy Jake taking time out of his busy day to yell and hurl obscenities at Walmart employees. Hell is hot and awaiting his arrival. I would ask, who raised you? But we just spent the last however long this video will be seeing who he's a product of. Mind you, this video was uploaded to Facebook Reels in November of last year. So it's nice to see that he still has that jolly, welcoming personality that we also love. Maybe it wasn't so bad that Kiki called him a loser because he clearly loves exuding that kind of behavior. I really hate when I see people disrespecting staff anywhere because more than likely it's over something that was never really that serious in the first place. So Jake can go fuck himself and go play in the busy highway somewhere. So I don't really know how to feel at this episode because on one hand, I was hoping that they get better because the staff is great and they work so hard, and it doesn't feel like they should suffer just because of the owners. But on the other hand, I'm happy that they do not have to be in that toxic environment anymore. At least the staff and community of Austin, Texas didn't have to deal with Jake's shitty attitude anymore. I wish I could say I feel bad for them losing the restaurant, but it's very clear that y'all do not need to be in his business. Even though Athina isn't exactly the saint that she tried to paint herself out to be in the episode, I kind of feel bad that she had to deal with all that debt on her own, because I have the feeling that Jake didn't really do much to help her. I'm just glad to be done with this episode because this one was kind of stressful to watch. I can't even lie. And I know no one forced me to watch it, but I had some things to say about this episode, and I guess losing a bit of my sanity was the price I had to pay for it. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and share your thoughts about this episode, because I know y'all have some feelings to get out about this one. Make sure to hype the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already so that you never miss notifications when I upload. Sometimes I upload things on Instagram, so if you want to follow me over there, you can. I'll be posting updates about when I upload a new video, and maybe I'll be posting about my hobbies and maybe some other things. I really don't know, but the handle is QuickChatJ, and it can be found in my pinned comment and a video description as well. In my video description, you can also find my other playlists if you want to check those out, and somewhere on the screen there will be a link for my Kitchen Nightmares and Hotel Hell videos if you want to check that out. As I said, this episode was stressful, so I might go watch some Mamma Mia to chill out a little bit. Y'all think I am playing? I'm dead ass serious. I might actually go do that. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Until next time, make sure to take care of yourselves and do something kind for yourself. Goodbye.